Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to look at economics as a subject, and then we shall look at the structure of Uganda's economy as our topic, presented by Joan Nachans. That's me. So by the end of this video, we shall have learned and discussed the features of the structure of Uganda's economy. So first of all, we need to know what an economy is. So when we talk of an economy, this involves the material resources and administration of a country. It is a system through which the resources of a country are utilized to achieve the development goals of the country. So whenever we talk of an economy, it involves how the resources are utilized. The resources we have in the country, how are these resources utilized, and why do we utilize these resources is to achieve the development goals of the country. Then by the structure of an economy, we mean the composition of the salient or basic features of an economy. So when we talk of the structure of an economy, we mean the features. What are these features that the economy has gotten? So that is the composition we are looking at. And the first feature of Uganda's economy specifically is it is dominated by the agriculture sector. So when you look at Uganda as an economy, you find that the biggest part of Uganda is actually dominated by the agriculture sector. And this majority of Uganda's population is employed in the agriculture sector. It is also the major source of food and foreign exchange earner for the country. So this sector is the backbone of Uganda, the agriculture sector. Then the other feature is it has a small but growing industrial sector. Most of the industries are small and mainly concentrated in urban or semi-urban areas. The few large industries are owned by foreigners, and the industrial sector contributes less than 15% of GDP. So in Uganda, we have the industrial sector. However, this industrial sector is small but growing, and most of these industries are basically found in urban and semi-urban areas. So you find that the few large industries we have in Uganda are owned by the foreigners. So this industrial sector, since it is small, it contributes only 15% or less than 15% of the GDP. The other feature, we talk of dual economy. Uganda is a dual economy. A dual economy is one where there is coexistence of two contrasting sectors, one being superior, modern, and desirable, and then the other being inferior, traditional, backward, and undesirable. So Uganda is technologically, socially, economically, and regionally dualistic in nature. So it has gotten two in one. We have there is coexistence of these two contrasting sectors. So there is superior, and then there is superiority, and then there is inferiority, modernity, traditionally. So we move ahead to the next feature, high level of excess capacity existing in many sectors. So many sectors produce at less than optimal capacity due to inadequate technical knowledge and capital. So since there is no much capital in the country, not every farm has gotten the capital it requires, they are going to produce at excess capacity, and this is also due to the inadequate technical knowledge. So you find that some people do not have enough knowledge about what they are producing, and so it will lead to the production of in excess capacity. It is a mixed economy. The other feature is it is a mixed economy. The ownership of resources, making of economic decisions, and allocation of resources are undertaken by both the government and the private sector. So this feature describes our country Uganda as a mixed economy because of the ownership of resources in the country. So you find that there are some resources that are owned by the private sector, and then the others are owned by the government. So and then even when you talk of the decisions, they are the decisions that are made by the private sector, and the others are made by the government sector. Highly dependent economy, Uganda heavily relies on foreign resources and foreign decision making for her survival and development. This feature explains how dependent Uganda is. It is not yet fully independent. It also depends on the foreign resources and the foreign decisions for the survival. Then the other is high level of illiteracy characterized by abundant supply of unskilled labor. So in Uganda, we still do have the illiteracy rate being a bit high, and this is viewed in the unskilled labor we have in the country. So it is at times caused by the low levels of education. We have high population growth rate. The population growth rate is about 3.4%, which is very high due to high birth rate, high fertility rate, and declining death rate. So when you look at Uganda, the death rate is very low, and the fertility rate is high, leading to the high birth rate. So this will increase actually the population in the country, classifying it or characterizing it as a high population growth economy. So in Uganda, the population grows at a very high rate. It is an open economy. The country highly depends on foreign trade in order to promote her development. So it is an open economy, and the country actually depends on foreign trade, and that's why it is open. So for it to promote the development, of course, we need to make trade foreign. So we are able to trade, to export and import. Widespread unemployment and underemployment is also another feature here. So this is due to abundant supply of unskilled and semi-skilled labor force in the country. So you find that the unemployment is at a high rate, and then underemployment, those ones that are employed, they are underemployed. So, and this is caused by the unskilled labor or the semi-skilled labor force in the country. Then underdeveloped infrastructure. Both the social and economic infrastructure in Uganda is still underdeveloped. So when you look at the infrastructures we have in the country, most of them are underdeveloped, considering the social and then the economic infrastructures. They are all underdeveloped. The employment pattern is such that the majority of labor force is in the primary sector, especially the agriculture sector. Okay, so in this, you find that few Ugandans are engaged in manufacturing, and very few of the labor force is found in the tertiary sector, that is the service industry. So the highest percentage of the population of Uganda is basically employed in the agriculture sector, and this is the primary sector that we have here, the dominant. So you find that most of the labor we have here are actually employed in the primary sector, and a few goes into the manufacturing and then the tertiary sector. Thank you so much for listening, for viewing. I hope you get something from this video. God bless you.